Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, I finally finished off my little Star Trek Original Series crew Mego collection, and I had to get Sulu and Chekov. They were the last two I needed. Apologise for the glare. Yeah. Packaging, a little picture of Sulu and Chekov, but no text. No original artwork on the front with the characters, just Kirk representing the original Star Trek. Okay. Pre-cut. No ties or anything, thank God. Now, I do hate that they still use these little blue or green, I don't know what colour you'd call them, or plastic for the equipment. Uniforms are always a little bit tricky due to the size, the scale. They never quite sit right. But what I'm noticing actually with one of my other figures, the same I'm just noticing with this one, is that they're not centered. Like his waist keeps turning. It's like the center of the elastic or whatever is on an angle and it spins around. So, I mean, you can twist it back, but it eventually seems to end up working its way back. Notice that with another one. But I like these ones because they have they just look like plastic. And it looks, the way it's molded in sort of a matte, and the matte texture and color, it looks more like skin. It looks more natural. Unlike some of the others, which I'll talk about later. Now, Chekov. Same issue. The green weapons. Yeah, same neck issue actually. It's sticking up on the same section. And I don't know, I feel like he's twisting to the right as well. Yeah. But yeah, the molds are pretty good. I mean, that looks like Chekov. I wish they'd gone with the early Monkeys wig look. I think he looked cuter then anyway, but yeah. And Sulu looks good. So sculpts and molds and everything, the plastic's all good. Unfortunately, there is not a consistency with this series. For example, Scotty and McCoy. Now, McCoy, he's got the different uniform because that's what he sometimes wore, and I guess we've already got Spock in the blue uniform, so why not have an alternative uniform? But these ones, they're not molded matte plastic, they're painted, and they just look like painted, they just look like painted toys, whereas these ones, they almost look like skin. There's something simple about them, whereas these ones, they just have this sort of sculpted, chiseled, sort of painted, sort of fake look. I don't know, I don't like them. Doesn't show so much on camera, I think, actually, but in person, they look awful, and they're not matte, they're sort of gloss, so the shininess sort of shows up, the extra detail, because these have a really simple sculpt, and, you know, that's what Mego was like. These ones, they look more like they're trying to be conventional action figures, modern sort of 6-inch, 7-inch action figures. I don't like the change. I mean, you don't change the style during, you know, a series of figures. So, but then again, they did that with the uniforms, as you can see. These ones, which are the earlier ones, they just have a simple delta. These ones have the actual design in the middle. And then when you get to Spock, his is shinier, but Uhura, it's actually like foil. And she had, they both had material for their rank insignia sewn on in the earlier ones. The newer ones, they have, it's just stuck on. So yeah, it's a bit frustrating that they changed the uniforms and the sculpts and the plastic and the paint in the series. And Kirk, I mean, fortunately, he looks like the Romulan Kirk. His head is forehead is really flat. He's in the green uniform, which is kind of cool. They did do him in the yellow, but I got him in the green partly because, you know, I knew the other two were going to be in yellow. So just like with McCoy being in a different blue uniform, just gives you more variety. So I'm fine with that. But Scotty also, like I said, I fixed him, but he's been consistently turning to the right like that. Like But I twist it around and eventually it ends up going back. I think I've twisted it so far around it's actually going back the other way now. And I noticed those two are doing the same thing, but yeah. Now, so far as the packaging, the older ones, they just had one picture of all of them on the back, which is kind of cute, and then artwork with them on the front, which is a replica of the original style they did them in. And as you can see from this, they've got the shiny deltas like Spock and the sewn-on material for the rank insignias, but they also have, it looks like the on Scotty at least, the plastic molded head without, not the hard looking overly sculpted painted look. So now I want this Scotty, and I realised I couldn't have won either way, because if I'd gotten that one I would have wanted the other uniform. So I guess I'll get this one, swap the uniforms over, and they'll all have matching uniforms and matching paint, and then I'll have a spare Scotty in a uniform I don't like. Oh well, this is what happens when you're a collector sometimes. But glad that, you know, they at least have some artwork on the back, and I'm thinking of getting Uhura for the same reason, because she'll have a uniform, because the newer Uhura with different hair is longer at the back and sort of pulled back, and she's got the delta like Chekov and Sulu, and yeah, it's like the ranking insignia is the same, it's not material sewn on, and also her leggings are a bit lighter, it looks more like skin colour. And I don't know if everyone else has this problem, but my Uhura's head is really loose and bobbles a lot. So I might get the other one for the same reason, to get the different dress so all the uniforms match, and also to get the packaging with Uhura on the back, because this is Uhura's one, and although she's in that picture, you know, she doesn't have her own sort of back. But it's a bit maddening when they did the Wrath of Khan ones. They just have the Wrath. Sorry, I bumped my camera there. The Wrath of Khan ones, yeah, they didn't have anything, and it's even like this muted sort of grey. The artwork is all they have, and it's this muted sort of grey colour, and just Captain Kirk. And at least, oddly enough, I noticed with Uhura's card back, her, instead of like they all have Kirk, she actually has Uhura. So her own portrait. So I think I'm going to get Uhura and Scotty from the earlier runs, so I can get the old uniform for Scotty, not the old uniform for Scotty, the old figure of Scotty for the face, and then I can get Uhura for the old uniform, but I'm going to put this figure in the uniform because the other one doesn't look as much like Uhura. Her eyes look sort of too close together, I think. But at least I have all 7 now. I have the whole crew, even if their uniforms are a bit inconsistent and their cards are a bit inconsistent. And actually, I can't find Kirk and Spock's cards. I wouldn't have thrown them out, but I have no idea where I put them. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I'm glad I've got them all. But I'm just wondering, did they do a McCoy? Can I get a McCoy with the same sort of rubbery sort of plastic, you know, matte textured face? Or am I going to have to live with this? Well, then again, McCoy always was a bit wrinkly and mean looking. This one looks mean looking, and because of the shiny sort of plastic and the extra sculpted detail, he looks a lot older and wrinklier and nastier. So maybe I'll just end up stuck with him. Who knows? I'm going to go. Bye.